Meal timing and frequency. Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. Meal planning is one of the most important skills you should learn if you want to achieve long-term success. Now, what do we mean by that? It is basically how often, at what times, and how regularly you eat. You might have heard things like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You must eat 3, 4, or 5 times per day. Don't eat after 6 o'clock. How much of this is nonsense? What works? How do you use meal timing to get the most out of your nutrition? Let's forget the myths and take a look at what science has to say about this. Regularity is the most crucial factor, accounting for 80% of the importance of meal timing. This is the factor that may be the most important in helping you change your eating habits and improve your health. Of course, you can eat regularly while being unhealthy. People who eat sparingly and randomly throughout the day at work and then regularly overeat in the evenings are an example of this. But we're not talking about random regularity, but planned regularity. If you eat 4 times a day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m., you should keep this schedule every day of the year and not deviate from it. This is the cornerstone of a nutritious diet and good eating practices. It has lots of advantages. First of all, our internal 24-hour clock governs how our metabolism works. This system works but requires consistency. It works much more effectively when we keep our eating times, as well as sleep, active time, etc., regular. Furthermore, studies have revealed that regular eaters, even those who consume unhealthy foods, have a much lower tendency to overeat. When you don't give your body energy on a regular basis, it responds by overeating whenever it gets the chance. It is a normal evolutionary self-preservation mechanism. Finally, when you eat regularly, you are more likely to know what you will be eating, which prevents you from overeating or eating whatever comes into view. People who eat at random throughout the day are much more likely to get fast food or groceries than people who plan their meals ahead of time. Those people have their meals prepared or some specific eating place planned. Make eating regularly a priority. Even if you eat too much or unhealthy food, it will start to bear fruit at some point. What about eating the majority of your calories in the morning and less in the evening? It has been long assumed that eating more in the morning or lunch will help our metabolism burn more calories, stay fitter, and keep hunger at bay in the evening. According to recent research, the benefit of eating more in the morning and during the day is most likely due to a psychological effect rather than a physiological one. There is no consensus yet on why people who eat breakfast are less likely to be overweight than people who don't. Most likely, it's because those who eat breakfast are more organized, have their meals planned out, and are generally better prepared for the day. Many studies have shown that people who eat breakfast have a lower risk of overeating in the evenings. One of the most common counter-arguments is, I don't get hungry in the morning. Nobody who has overeaten the night before feels hungry in the morning. It is a common hormonal response that causes overeating in the evenings and undereating in the mornings. To test it out and break the cycle, simply fast for 1 to 3 evenings in a row, and you'll find yourself craving a good breakfast. This brings us to the third major point of meal timing. This one is not mandatory, but something to think about if you want to maximize your nutrition's metabolic and health effects. It's called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, contrary to popular belief, is not a magical way to turn your metabolism into an automatic fat burner. There is no evidence to suggest that it burns more calories than any other diet. The intermittent fasting benefit comes from autophagy. This is the process where your body's cells break down and use the dysfunctional components inside it. It's like an automated self-cleaning mechanism and is strongly triggered by fasting. The longer the fast, the stronger the autophagy. It has numerous health benefits, including reduced inflammation and improved cell function, and it may even aid in the prevention of dementia and cancer. So how do you make use of this effect? You don't have to fast for long periods of time. It's much simpler than that. And this is where intermittent fasting comes in. Short-term fasting every day will have the same positive effects. At least 12 hours is recommended, but 14 to 16 hours is even better. The 8-16 cycle is the most popular form of intermittent fasting, in which one eats within an 8-hour window and fasts for 16 hours each day. But what about eating often? You've probably heard or even practiced eating every 2 to 3 hours to keep your metabolism active. Unfortunately, there is no scientific support for this. It has no metabolic impact on how frequently you eat. It all boils down to practicality. For most of us, eating 2 to 5 times per day is the best way. However, you have to test and find your own rhythm. So, meal planning can help you improve your nutrition and overall health in 3 ways. Taking everything previously mentioned into consideration, here are a couple of suggestions. 1. Eat regularly at the same times every day. 2. Most people benefit from eating more calories in the morning for practical, psychological, and hormonal reasons. However, it's not a rule. 3. Try intermittent fasting. Eat 8 to 12 hours every day and fast for 12 to 16 hours. If nothing else, keep in mind that regular meal timing may be the most important thing you can do to improve your health and diet.